For those of us who were grew up in the 1980s, and those who lived through the Kanu regime, perhaps older than me, my parents' generation, there was a story that we used to be told about how it was dangerous to even whisper the name of Daniel Arap Moi, lest someone hear you and you get picked off the street. And it sounds like a folk story to people who are younger than I am, because they've lived in a Kenya that didn't have that, and doesn't really have that on its history books, but that happened. I remember it. People walk past Nyayo House and complain about the inefficiencies with passports, but they forget that underneath Nyayo House, in its basement, was a torture chamber. Young men were picked off the street, young men and women, I should say, and disappeared into that torture chamber. Some made it out alive, others did not. I would imagine that the first abduction started with not much concern, and then more happened, and eventually things came to light, I should say. So this is a message to those who remember. Even if it is not in our history books, we remember what it felt like to live under the shackles of fear. Again, no matter your opinions about the protests, there is a much, much bigger fight that is happening, and it is for the soul of this country. If you remember, and you remember what it felt like, then you should be very concerned if your children are going to live through this. We should all be concerned, and our voices should be raised. We should be blowing the roofs off of every house in Kenya in protest against what is happening. We will be told that we don't know who it is that is doing the picking off of young men from the streets. But deep down we all know. I'm not even going to do this as a journalist. I'm going to talk to you as a person who remembers. People, it is happening now. Remember what it felt like. Do not allow it to happen to your children.